Yo, 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 what's happening, guys? Metaverse Melon here. How are we all today? So, we're back with another video. It's been a good day. I just woke up to a 40,000 Upx sale, which is really cool. I'll show you how to actually find the details and find the profit on that and how it actually works in game. All these properties I own, they're NFTs, so all these virtual properties in the game I have full ownership of, and anything else like blockchains, like the block explorers, cars. Legit, other stuff like that. You can even start meta ventures and like shops and just start selling other stuff to other players and that. I base all my business in LA, so it's really cool. And then with the 40,000 UPX, you can convert that back to fiat money for dollars if you want to actually invest and get some money out of the game. The harder you work in game, the more money you can actually grow, and then the more yield you can create on your properties. And then that yield on the properties you can just put back into another business or another adventure, or you can even move city or town. In Upland, you've got so many different places now, over 30, all in America and international now as well. So you've got Berlin, you've got London, you've got Birmingham, you've got like Porto, you've got Spain. You've got loads of different places right now on Upland, which is really cool. And then we're going to be coming out with Tokyo shortly as well. Heard a lot of rumors about Australia as well, so that'll a lot of good things coming to Upland. You can see here as well, like just the whole world, like you can actually go and access all the places here, and then they'll be releasing new places going forward on Upland, which is really cool. And then more graphics, more design. So this is in beta right now, so you can actually see the game's growing and growing and growing, so you can actually get some good properties and market. You can actually see the live market view as well, so you can actually see what you're buying at and what you're selling at. You can actually make a difference on the profit and then the difference on like the sale price as well. So it's really cool, just really good fun. I've grown my account up to 6,398,972. But what we will do is just collect this UPX right now. So all my properties create a yield, and then every hour I get a percentage of that yield just going into my collection, and then when I collect it, I'll actually get it added to my bank. But if you don't collect it, it won't get added, and then you might get the collection cap. So just make sure you look at your collection cap on Upland, just to make sure you collect it before it reaches that, so you don't lose any UPX, and then that just goes into the total amount here. And then this is the total amount I can actually spend on other assets and stuff. So when I sold that property, I got 40,000 UPX, but obviously I paid for that property in the first place. So we'll go check that right now. So if you actually look on my messages, you can see here messages, and then this property I sold was at 17211 Chatsworth Street, and then it was bought by a View One, so you can see 40,000. So all I want is this address here, 17211 Chatsworth Street. And then all we'll do is go over to properties. This is upxland.me. This is the one I use, but there's UPX World and other stuff as well. It just depends what you use. I've just used this from day one, so it's kind of, I'm familiar with it, but there's loads of other data sources you can actually use. And then we're going to go over to Los Angeles, and then we're going to go over to all structure, FSA, and then we're just going to go and search address quickly, and then 17211 Chatsworth Street, and then we'll just search this quickly right now, and then we can actually see the property. So the property is here, and then if you just click on this transaction button as well, you can actually see how much you bought the property for. So I minted this property for 29,158 UPX, and I sold it for 40,000 UPX. So take away the 5%, it'll work out to 38,000, because Upland takes a 5% charge, and you need to work that into your prices before you sell it. So I'll get 38,000 for this property, which is really good still. Made about 9,000 UPX, just under 8,158 UPX, just off that sale last night. So that's over $8 if I convert it back into the real game fiat currency, because if you think about it, 1,000 UPX is $1, so that's a $40 sale. And then like if you look at Upland right now, the market's sitting at about 50 to 55%, so obviously you can make about $20 if you sold that right now. But I plan to add utility and add other stuff to the properties to value it, so like you can add structures, you can add like ornaments, you can add different like structures around the structure you own, or like a certain location to actually add utility, add like value to that property that you're selling. So it's not all about just buying and selling anything. Like there's a plan and a strategy towards it. What I do now is I actually invest all my profits into Granada Hills. I'm growing Granada Hills up right now, and because I own a certain amount of properties, I believe 200 now, if we can raise the floor by 1,000 UPX, I can add 1,000 UPX value to all those 200 properties, and then when I go to sell them in like 5-10 years time, there'll be a lot more value to it. I don't plan to sell anything in Granada Hills. I plan to grow that like Manhattan. Manhattan's really cool. If you actually have a look at it, there's properties for over $100 for sale. The floor price has gone down a little bit, but it's still sitting like really high. So if you want to check Manhattan out as well, you can actually see the idea, and we'll just keep growing and growing the dollar, the floor price as well in Upx, and just keep raising it and raising it. And that's a plan to actually keep getting the profits while I earn off the game in Upland, and then just putting them back into Granada Hills now. Because I've been playing Upland for about 10 months, I've managed to build a portfolio which is very strong. So even if Granada Hills is going slow, I've got a lot more assets and a lot more properties. I can actually invest and put that money towards Granada Hills, and then also every month with my pay I'll be able to invest as well. So like Granada Hills is very steady, and the bigger this account gets, I believe this account, once it hits about 10 to 15 million, it'll be really like steady to be able to manage Granada Hills. But right now I just like top it up with the investment off my bank account, which is really cool. And then any properties I sell for dollars, I just reinvest into Spark, or I reinvest into other secondary market properties. So what I've done is just go over the whole of LA and then just click on the secondary market, and then I've looked for really good property UP2 size and then a cheap dollar amount. Or you can also go over to UPX land again. You can go over to properties, you can go over to property search, you can go Los Angeles, search Granada Hills, and then all you'll do is go over to take the Chatsworth out of it, status, and then you want to go to for sale, and then structure, FSA, non-FSA, because you can't buy anything if you've got under 100,000 Upx, you won't be able to use this feature. And then we'll just click search. Non-FSA is non-fair start acts, so like if you're new to Upland, you'll be able to access small properties. It's just a way that like big players can't buy out the whole of the city, so new players can actually join the game. So you can see all the properties in Granada Hills right now. And then you can see the markup here. So this one's at 81%, so you can actually see right now if we wanted to buy that property, we'd get a good deal on it. This one 90%, and then you could just put that back on the market for about 110%, you know, 120%, and then just wait till Granada Hills grows up and then it'll sell. So if you was wanting to get the cheapest property, you'd do that. You could do it over the whole of LA. I've just done it in Granada Hills right now because that's where I'm focused. I just want to have a look, and I want to show you this as well, because if I go onto sale price, you can see if we go over sale price 13,000. So like let's actually, well, Granada Hills, the cheapest property right now is, no, let's go over to just click all again to see if it, because if someone's bought the FSA property, it might already be for sale for cheaper. But nah, 16, why is that the 16,000, why is that 12, 9, mint price, last price, sale price. Because I've got dollars and, right, got it. So if we go for sale, we have to go to Upx, just search for Upx quickly, and then we'll go back down to it, and then we'll search for the lower, so, no, it's still showing it in the other way around. 9,000, sale price, 9, there we go, that's done it. Right, 9,808 Upx is the cheapest property you can buy right now in Granada Hills. So all we're going to do is go to this property right now, and then click paste in here. And then any profits I make off the actual game of Upland, I'll just reinvest into Granada Hills, and then try and grow it as fast as I can, and then like raise the floor price up as well, adding more value to all my buildings and structures. So if this is the one, I'll click on here right now, and then I want to just click buy this property. I'll just get my phone right now, it's got the 2-step verification code on it. And this code just stops anyone being able to sell my account on Upland. It just sends a code to my phone, so I have to access the phone and then just enter that code right now, and then I'll be able to buy that property. So now we've just bought the property at 16345 Devonshire Street, and then that property was at 9,808 Upx, and now the floor's sitting at 9,900 Upx. So what we're going to do is go to this property right now as well, and then we'll just click on search, and then we'll go back to this property right now, and then we'll click paste on it, and then we'll just buy this property as well quickly, and then that'll add a bit more value to the floor in Granada Hills, keeping your values of your properties as well, so all the players on Upland can actually invest in Granada Hills and know that the floor is going to be protected. All the profits will actually come in, we'll just go onto the floor, because I'm trying to buy up as much of LA anyway, so it works in favour with me. It helps you out with keeping the floor high, but then it also helps me out because I'm wanting to grow anyway, and just keep the floor as high as possible. So what we'll do now is we've got those two properties, we've got that property there, so now the next one is this one here, so we'll copy that, and then we'll go over to paste, and then we'll just basically use up all the profits until we get the properties. Until we can buy as many properties as we can, and the reason I'm doing that is to raise the floor up so everyone, including myself, can actually earn more Upx on Upland. So this is what we're doing right now. We'll buy that property as well quickly. So this just takes a couple of minutes to go through, and you can see it's securing the ownership on the blockchain, so I can't go backwards now. This is actually my property for life, unless I buy or sell it or do something with it. And then you can see we've got 10,616 Upx left. So we'll go back to Upx World, and then you can see this property here I've not bought yet. So this will make the floor go up to 19,950 once I buy this last property here. And then we basically run out of Upx, so we'll be able to put more Upx in on Friday, or if we like sell more properties. And then in like 3 days time anyway, I've got enough rent coming in and visits that I'll be able to just buy another property anyway. So I'll buy this property quickly right now as well, and then we've got another 4 properties to add to the portfolio, and we've raised the floor price for a few hundred Upx as well doing so everybody wins with that. That brings in 104, which is nice as well. So now you can actually see I've got another 4 properties in Granada Hills, and then you can actually go over to here, you can see properties right now, and then you can see it's up at 99,421 Upx, so that's just off the property rents, and then I get visits on top, which is about 10,000 Upx to 8,000, depending on like a quiet month, a busy month, I usually get between that. And then you can actually see the sales as well, so the sales is where the good stuff happens. You can see here, this one made about 8,000 Upx profit, like about 4,000 Upx profit, you know, about 3-4 as well, on all these properties. So every single week, it depends on the sales, but like some weeks I can actually make up to like 100,000 Upx profit, which is really cool just off sales. Some weeks are really slow. It just depends on the market and just how Upland's going, but that's really cool. And a lot of people are like saying about like, but you can't get like 100% of your dollar out of the game, but that's good. Like, this is what I'm trying to explain on the game and like talk about. Like, I wouldn't be able to buy property for under markup if I could get dollars out for 100%. Upland's growing right now, so this is a time to actually invest, not to take the money out. I believe like going into the game, like once they add more utility and more 3D design and graphics, that's when like the more value will come to the property. And when more rents come in, like you can actually rent your properties and do other stuff, like more just like mechanics behind it, that's when I believe the value will go up as well, once the property can do more for the player or the player you're selling the property to. Imagine when you can rent all those units out in the property that they have already advertised. That property will be worth a lot more in value to the player that was buying it than it is now. So there's a lot of really good reasons why to hold your properties, and you can see the graphics right now. Imagine when you can see cars driving around and it's a realistic world and animals come out, and you got life tokens, and you got all the good stuff coming out to Upland. Because if you don't know, Upland releases new features every single month, every single couple of months, every single week sometimes, you know, and then it just keeps updating. Like cafes now, you can actually go into 3D experiences and chat with other players, do business. And so imagine what you could do if you like you utilize that onto a property, or where you can walk around in your like mansion or your townhouse or in your like ranch house, you know, and conduct like interviews. You could film yourself. You could imagine doing like a live podcast out of one of the actual buildings in Upland, where you can sit down and talk to someone and do a visual podcast and just chat about the actual game, and then we could film it and put it on this YouTube channel. So there's just so much cool stuff you can actually add value to and utility to by just thinking of good ideas that you can add on to the game itself, not just by being there and like waiting for the money to come in. You know, you could actually like build a house, which eventually like a cafe, even once Upland release that, and then you could actually invite guests in and then just chat to them about Upland, and I can film these videos behind it. So we could do it in like the game as well as doing it in person, which will be really cool. I want to get more like in-person video. I'll get a webcam soon so you can actually see me in the bottom corner. I think it might be a good idea so you can get used to me as a person more than just seeing the screen. But let me know in the comments down below what you think's the best idea going forward. Do you like the videos better like they are now, or would you like to see the personality in the bottom corner kind of thing come through? Or do you like the videos just more like an educational tutorial like they are now? But yeah, let me know in the comments what we should do. So basically, this is the whole of LA, so this is what we're growing right now. In the future, Upland might expand LA to more like neighborhoods, but right now this is what LA is. They released it with a lot of properties, so LA's took a long time to actually mint out. But that's why I actually invest and use LA very much, because you can buy properties for about $4 or $5 in LA. It's maybe $3.60 at the cheapest right now, which is cool. And then you can sell them for about 8,000 to 9,000 Upx. Because the dollar is at 50% of the floor, it means like it's something what you can buy for $5 you could sell for 10,000 Upx if it sells, but like that's the value of that prof. So let me explain that a little bit easier. So like 1,000 Upx is $1. So like why can you get 10,000 Upx for $5? It's because like the 50% value of the markup. So if you can see, like the dollar's only getting half of the value right now. So that means you can actually get a lot of money into the game and double your investment. So that's what I've done. I've grown my account to about 8 million Upx. It only shows 6.4, but I'm getting 14.7%, which is like your yield on each property you own. So if the property costs 10,000 Upx to mint, you'll get 14.7% on that 10,000, which is like 1,400 Upx every single year. So that will get divided by your monthly reel, so they'll divide that by 12, and then that's how much you'll get each month, and then they'll do it over the 30 days, which is an Upland month, which is really cool. So then your rents come in, so you can actually calculate it quickly here. If we go to one of the properties, you can see this property here is the rent is 99, well, it's bringing in 99.28 every single month, so every single year that's bringing in just under 1200 Upx, which is really cool just to see the actual growth of the property itself. So yeah, we'll go out of this quickly right now, and you can actually see all the other properties do exactly the same in Upland, just grow my account, and then once we get the bigger, we'll just keep adding more properties on, keep adding more value to Granada Hills, and just growing it as much as possible, and just seeing where the future holds. Like right now you can get properties for like $3-4, so eventually those properties will be worth $20 to $30 in value. So that's my plan, to just buy as many properties as I can. When payday comes on Friday, we should be able to get this account up to about 900 to 950 properties, and then get the property total value up to the net worth up to about 7.5, which will be really cool. And then we'll be able to flip those properties for their original amount back to about 8.5 million, sorry, which will be really awesome to see. And then once we get 8.5 million, once next payday comes along, we'll be able to push that over the chief executive, and then it'll just be growing itself about 400 to 500,000 Upx every single month, which is awesome when you add in all the profits off the sales and other stuff like that. So yeah, the account's going really well right now. It's just growing really fast. I'm just looking forward to looking back at Christmas time or next year. This isn't a fast plan for me. I don't plan to take any money out of the game. I plan to grow and keep investing and investing in it. This right now is bringing me like really good values and really good returns, but when this is sitting at 10 million and I'm investing money, like the amount of money the game's just bringing me in anyway, will really help me go forward. I've already got 1.67 spark, which doesn't sound like much, but it's starting to get me buildings going. Like other fans are actually jumping onto them and supporters and helping me out, which is really cool. And we're just growing up like slowly but surely. We're getting Granada Hills, we're not going back, we're like sticking to our plans. We've already grown Granada Hills really well. It's sitting currently at, if we actually look at it quickly right now, we'll go over to overview, properties, and then overview quickly, and then we'll search here, Los Angeles, and then when we get to Los Angeles, I'll change that A. We'll click on Los Angeles here, and then we'll go over to Granada Hills quickly. Then Granada Hills, you can actually see all the properties what have been minted out. So unminted now we're down to 4,116, which is absolutely awesome. And then you can actually see the floor price is sitting at $6.50 still, and then the floor price has gone up in Upx now to 9,500 Upx again. So we bought most of our properties for about 8,000 Upx, so we've already added on about 1,500 Upx of value, and then some players got theirs for a little bit cheaper as well, especially on the secondary market. You could have got property for about 7,000 Upx, which is really cool. So you could have flipped that for about 9,000, 9,500 Upx, which is absolutely cool to see. So all the small players watching these videos can make some like good money in this game right now without having to like invest lots of money. You know, you could invest like 7,000 Upx and make 2 back, and then just keep doing that in Granada Hills right now to grow your account. You can do it in other places as well, but I suggest once you get the free travel, once a new city comes out, you'll be able to like travel over, and then you'll be able to start in LA. And then if you're a subscriber of this account, I will be doing giveaways of properties in Granada Hills as well. I'm holding a lot of properties, but not just to hold them for myself. I plan to give away at least like 10 to 25 properties in Granada Hills to players doing competitions and other stuff, so that'll be like an excess of 250,000 Upx. But the longer those properties I hold, the more value they'll be worth. So it could be a million Upx giveaway by the time the value goes up 4 times in Granada Hills. So yeah, jump on that if you want to. Just put your IGN, your in-game username down below, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. And once we hit 350 subscribers, we will be giving away 3.5 spark for 5 days. So all you have to do is be subscribed and have a structure getting built in LA or Granada Hills currently. And then we'll chuck some spark on that, and we'll get that going as well. And then I'm also giving away 50,000 Upx once we get to 500 subscribers. So click that subscribe button if you're not already. Let's try and grow this channel. Just make as much content as possible, show you like the data about Granada Hills and the growth. And then we just plan to buy another like 100, 150 properties, and just keep adding rent onto that like I've done for the last 10 months. Just growing it as much as possible. Like it's really going well now, and the rents are just coming in, and it's just growing and growing and growing. So I don't plan to slow down. I plan to like mint out Granada Nevada hills and then mint out the whole of LA. It'll be really cool to see, and just like the growth of it, and hopefully we can actually start to look at other places in the future as well, so that'll be really good fun. Let me know down in the comments what you're building, what you're growing on Upland, if you think it's a good investment, if you're like a bit cautious about it, if you want to ask any more questions. Why do I invest into Upland over stocks and other stuff? I just really do believe in it. I really do believe I can add more value to it, and then I've already got dollars as well, like, so I've already actually seen the dollars come back to my account, and then I know the process of withdrawing anyway, but I don't plan to do that. I don't plan to take money out right now, because like the account, I want the account to be grown as fast as it can, and then I'll just reinvest every single profit into the game until I'm in a bad situation like at work or other stuff and I really needed it. But I don't plan to be that way. I plan to just keep going forward, full-time work. So I see this account just growing and growing and growing, and it'll be so cool to sit here at Christmas time with like a 12 million Upx account and do giveaways what are twice as big as they are now, because the account's grown. And then once we get monetized on YouTube as well, we'll be able to do like a lot more giveaways. Like we'll be able to like monetize and send all the profits to like players and other stuff as well. So if Upland, like one of the videos makes $10, we'll be able to reinvest that $10 into the next video we make and just keep growing. So the videos will get better and bigger and just more fun, more graphics, more like looking at getting video editing software like Final Cut X and other stuff, so like the Final Cut Pro, just to like grow these videos and make the value go up as well, like a webcam, and get some like 3D chroma keying software as well, so we can actually look at future stuff going forward, what will be really cool to add to like the live stream and other stuff. So yeah, really trying to grow this account. Really do hope you enjoy the content and the growth of Upland. Hope you're really doing well on Upland and growing your account. I'd be excited to hear how you're actually doing, and like if you've actually made some profits, where you're planning to put your money and like grow your business. If you're going down the car racing, if you're going down factories, if you play like Upland Kingdoms or other stuff on the side, it'll be cool just to see where your account's going and what you're actually doing on Upland. So yeah, gonna jump off right now. I'll be back tomorrow for another video, but thank you so much for all the support. I really do mean that. Like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.